Welcome to the Your Company Health Podcast. I'm your host, Andre Wright, founder and CEO of the Wright Consult Digital Marketing Agency, and also the creator of the Patient Buzz program. The goal of this podcast is to highlight healthcare professionals, their journey, and how they're making the world a better place. Let's dive in. Welcome to another episode of the Your Company Health Podcast. My name is Andre Wright, and I'm so excited for this episode. I have Sunshower Rose, a director of Lifewave, a non-invasive technology that is revolutionizing healthcare. Right. So let's dive in. You have an intriguing story. And I know my audience is definitely gonna, get some great nuggets from what you're gonna talk about. So talk to us about your background and how you got into healthcare.
Oh, that's a good question right off the bat. Well, my background really is I'm a professional artist. So it was never really a total interest of mine to start delving into health. But then I've been introduced to 3 different companies and they all had to do with health. So suddenly I was ensconced in the health field.
By talking to healthcare practitioners, there's always like a aha moment, or there's always like that moment where you're like, you know what, I need to do this because of, X, Y, and Z. Was there a specific moment throughout your career where you're like, this is the direction I want to go, this is going to be my passion, and this is why I'm in this arena?
Well, yeah, another good question. It's quite easy to become passionate in the health field when you know that you can help people. And it wasn't something that came naturally to me. My parents did not raise me to think about that. But when I was introduced to these companies that were all about helping people and their health, my parents didn't teach me about health nor about helping others. And so it was really an awakening for me in 2001. And now I'm in Lifewave, and this is going to be my home for the rest of my life.
Okay. So what about Lifewave that you would say it's going to be, for the rest of your life? What separates it from anything else you've done in your career?
There's been nothing else in my career where one's own stem cells become reactivated or say rejuvenated by the use of a non-invasive technology through patches. So this is now a 20-year-old company. We're in 84 countries, and still nobody hears about this unless someone talks to them and has the caring and sharing attitude. If they're not caring and sharing, they're not even opening their mouths. So this is a double whammy. Not only do these little tiny patches that nothing enters your body. Nothing enters your body. That's extremely important. They're called non-transdermal. So, of course, that means nothing's going into your skin. Nothing's going into your body. This is all a frequency of light, and it's very specific. The particular patch that I was just holding is an X39. We call it the big daddy of them all. We have about 12 different patches that are mostly targeted for certain parts of the body and for certain functions of the body, including, pain relief, better sleep, cravings. I mean, it goes on and on. But this big daddy, X39, is the one that came out in 2019. So the company's been around since 2004. And our founder and scientist behind all this, it took that number of years to finally invent something that is actually reactivating our stem cells in a non-invasive way. So, for instance, people seem to be getting younger and younger. There's actually blood tests that we are taking these days. Those that are interested, take a certain blood test that tell your biological age. Some of us in Lifewave find that we're down about 12 years. Another person said, no, I'm down 25 years. So I'd love to have that. I have not had that blood test yet. But at the age of 75, I don't think that I sound it, look it, act it. And I dance with everybody like 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. I can get down big time because I have so much energy and I do sleep well. That's another thing that X39 is touted for, is it helps people get good sleep, even if that's not what they were looking for, which is another thing that I'd like to mention. Say you put an X39, typically it's put on the C7. I have one on my C7 right now. You could put it anywhere on the body. In fact, it doesn't even have to be on the body. It can just be on a shirt. It can be 3 to 4 inches away from the body and still be activated by our own infrared light that comes off of our bodies. So this is a light technology. That's why it's called, the proper term is photobiomodulation. And in layman's terms, we call it phototherapy.
Mm. I want to tell you, you don't look 75.
Good.
Yeah, you don't look 75. So obviously it's definitely working for you. Talk to us about some of the advantages, some of the key advantages of why, people who are getting older should looking into using this product and your services.
I really believe everybody should look into it, even if they're not of the 60s, 70s age. It's really not about that. A lot of people that are in their 20s, 30s are taking a hold of this and using this patch every day as a prevention to prevent those symbol signs of getting older, where the skin is thinning and they don't sleep as well, and they get tired out, they get breathy, maybe they have a knee bounce, or other maladies set in that they didn't have when they were younger, right? So why not start on your patches early in life and just be sure none of that ever happens to you? And we have a Zoom call that I host a couple times a month, and it's called the Miracle Call. And it's wonderful because all it is people giving their testimonials as to how and why they're using these patches. And the stories that come out of their mouths, most of us, our eyes are popping open. Some of us are in tears for them, tears of joy, because the quality of life has changed so dramatically and typically very fast. Now, that's not to say that the patch works instantly on everybody. I do have an instant story. I have a 2-year story, and I have a 4-year story that's happening right now. So the idea is what we often suggest is, if you've had some sort of malady in your body for a number of years, say you're in your 60s, we would recommend that you give this patch at least 6 months, right? So a month for every decade before you say, this stuff isn't working. But actually it goes to work on everybody right away, including animals and fish. I've got fish stories too.
Yeah, so the important question I know people may be watching or listening want to ask. So how do you access these patches?
Okay, so just to go to the point of practitioners, health practitioners, there are no like corporate doctors. It's not like that. I'm considered a brand partner. I am doing LifeWave as a business. And it's totally legal. Some people go, oh, network marketing. Oh, no, that's that illegal pyramid stuff. Well, I really don't think we could be in 84 countries and be around for 20 years and something's illegal about us. I just want to point that out. So many doctors, nurses, practitioners, health practitioners of many kinds, dental, surgeons, all kinds of health practitioners have embraced the patches and are using them in their practices, and much less on themselves and their family and their dogs and their cats and their horses.
Right. They want to be comfortable, engaging in all this because, as you're right, they want to see all the scientific studies and all that and all the cases, to affirm, the why to use this. So is this something that's approved by the FDA, or is it something that has to go through any approval process?
If the FDA says, well, we need better labeling, we need you to change this or that, then Mr. Schmidt does exactly what the FDA is asking him to do. He has plenty of attorneys, and there's plenty of clinical studies and over 120 patents for our technologies. And that is the proper term. You can say all day long, yeah, we have these little patches, but truly it's light technologies. Go ahead.
Right, right. No, definitely, because I mean, I know, when it comes to healthcare, we all would want to research and get some sort of scientific confirmation of before use. So that's why I'm asking those questions. But obviously, if anyone is gonna engage, they have to do their research and ensure that you know what you're actually doing.
Well, typically, even if a person does all this due diligence, which of course they should do, but until they experience having a patch on them themselves, they don't have the experience of it, and therefore it's all conjecture,
Yes.
even if they've read the studies, and
Mhm,
there's
mhm.
plenty of them. I would highly recommend that someone go to YouTube and put in the search area LifeWave Health Connect product, because we have LifeWave Health Connect business as well. But if you go to the one that says product, then you'll hear David Schmidt for about an hour on every patch that we have. And sometimes even the combination of patches, because sometimes it's a combination put on the body at different spots. See, it's too hard to try and explain to you in this very short amount of time. But once you dive in, and trust me, people only dive in because they trust the person that told them about this in the first place. That's
Right.
the only way this business is growing. And by the way, we keep surpassing our profits. Every month has been greater than the other for the last 6 months in our 20th year.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. That sounds like you guys are blowing up, and you have to be doing good things for that type of growth. But let us kind of move forward into another section here. What about you now? What are you? I know you mentioned that you want to do this for your rest of your life, but talk to us about your passion.
Let me first address some of my own experiences with the patches, and then we'll speak more to my passions. And my own experiences have led to my passions, so it makes sense.
Mhm.
So I was first introduced through my homeopath, in whom I've trusted my health ever since 1987, when I first moved to Sedona, Arizona. Just love this lady. We used to go dancing. We're friends. And anytime I had a health issue, I'd always go to her, and she'd help me with homeopathic remedies. Well, in 2020, she introduced me to these funny little patches. And I go, okay. She gave me a few samples. I go, what do I do with this? She goes, just put it where it hurts, Sunshower, which is another key. The typical placement is on the C7 or a couple of inches below the navel, but it doesn't have to be. It could be anywhere. It doesn't even have to be touching you, as I said earlier. So I had had this pain from an injury since 2003. So I put the patch where it hurt, right? And the first day I didn't notice a change. And the second day it was gone. That pain was just plain gone. And that got my attention. So I started using them as a customer, and then I really grabbed hold of the fact that there's a decent business here. That's why now so many doctors are not only either they're still doing their practices, some have actually stopped doing their practices in favor of doing LifeWave, because they're able to help a whole bunch more people with no sign of malpractice suits or anything like it, because these patches cannot harm you. The body will not harm itself. So remember, there's nothing going into you. There's nothing invasive here at all. So I have a lot of stories in between up till, say, 2 years into this. So I'm going to just give you my three major stories. I've given you one. So in my second year, I need to preface, I was never able to smell my whole life.
Hmm.
My olfactory sense just said, no, not working, not going to work. So I had accepted that to be true for the rest of my life. When in my second year, wearing my patch daily on my C7, right? I'm out in my backyard and I'm weeding, Andre. and I have a couple of different weeds. I'm putting them here and here, pulling weeds, and I go, wow, this weed smells different than this weed. Wait, what? Now I can smell.
Wow.
That's powerful stuff. You know, people go, what's that like? I mean, you couldn't smell and now you can smell. And all I can liken it unto is, say, a blind person that now can see. It's that stunning of a result. So that's my second major story. Now, the other one is happening right now. So back in 1974, I had gone to an oral surgeon, and by accident, he traumatized a major nerve in the left back of my mouth. And I was wondering why the Novocaine wasn't wearing off. I called the office. I go, when do you think my feeling will come back? Oh, just a few weeks. It'll be fine. Well, about 20 years later, the inside of my gum line, then I could feel that again. But half my tongue has been numb ever since. And so it's been hard because sometimes you go to chew something, and then you see blood. It's like, oh, I gashed my tongue again. So just in the last 10 days or so, Andre, this is so fun for me. I'm starting to get feeling in the tongue.
Wow.
Just on the periphery, the outside edge, which means it's on its way. It's working towards the middle part of my tongue. And then I'll be able to feel my whole tongue again. Yay.
Wow, wow. These are amazing testimonies and stories. But obviously your passion is in this right now. I know I asked a question about the passion, but you drill down to that. But generally though, what are some of the, if you say because you're 75, so you've gone through a lot of experiences. What are some of the mistakes you've made through your professional career they have groomed you to where you are right now? Or just one,
One is, staying open and being okay to be a servant leader. You become a leader in this sort of a realm, whether you like it or not, if you do your homework. So it's all about self-development. I'd say 75% of any network marketing business is about mindset. So if the head isn't in the right place, then the attitude going into doing this as a business is incorrect, and it will cause failure. And then people will go, see, I knew this would never work. Right. So being open and being willing to learn and try something different.
I mean, and that goes for, that's life lesson right there. Always be open and to try different things. Some people are so guarded that they miss out on what they can actually, accomplish. So we want to switch a little bit. That, I know I may be rushing, but due to the time, what are your thoughts on digital marketing?
Oh, I love it. At my age, some people would go, oh, no, I don't want to even look at that. And they may not even have a computer. But I think digital marketing definitely has its place. And I think AI, a person needs to be open to that too. I'm not deep into it yet, but I can tell it's very beneficial. I'm not worried about it. I think it's going to be the way of the future, just like the business I'm in with Lifewave.
No, definitely. I mean, I think technology is here, and it's the future. Even just thinking about some of the things that Elon Musk highlighted recently with the robots, and it's just fascinating some of these things that we're doing. It shows how far we have come with technology, and even on the digital marketing side. Whatever products you have or whatever you're doing, people are going to search online. So the importance of digital marketing is that you have that presence, when they're searching, because networking is good. And as to your company, what you guys are doing, it amplifies the growth. So are you doing any digital marketing for you or for your business, or is just the networking side?
Well, I have a business page on Facebook, and I have a business page with LinkedIn and a business page with alignable.com. And thus far, they've been very helpful to me. I've met some lovely people. And truly, that's what this is all about, is the relationship building. It's not about selling a product. If I thought I was having to do that and be in the convincing business, I wouldn't be here at all.
Hmm.
If we don't have a nice relationship with somebody and they feel that they can trust, then nothing's going to go anywhere. You have to
No, I
stay
mean,
positive and bring out a lot of smiles and a lot of heart to this business.
and that's so true. That's so true. We sometimes we go overboard in terms of what we need to do to get the customer and all these different things. But people do business who they like and trust. It's all about building and grooming that relationship. And as you touched on is very important. I can't believe Sunshine, we are at the end right now, and it was great talking with you about your business, what you're doing, and obviously. For our listeners and viewers, if you want to learn more, you can go to lifewave.com
/sun shower.
/sunshower, and then you'll learn more about this groundbreaking product in healthcare. So any final words, Sunshower, you want to say?
I'm just so grateful, Andre, to you for having me on. And, the ability these days in today's world, the technologically advanced world, we get to say things once and many, many people can benefit. And so I really thank you and praise you for doing what you're doing as a service to all of us. Thank you.
And thank you so much, and have a fantastic day, and we'll be in touch. All right.
All righty.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you found this information useful. Please share this episode on social media and also visit our website at andreewright.com/podcast for more. And also leave us a review on Apple or wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, see you then.